Guess what? We're already in December, but what a fabulous November it's been for our markets. And it seems like we're soon going to be hitting that destination 21K and, of course, close in on that all-time high as well very, very soon. In fact, within counting distance of that. And what a performance it's been, right? I mean, a 20% uptick coming in from the April lows. Who would have thought this rally is going to be so swift?
You know, Aisha, while you look at the market and you say, okay, we are nearing an all-time high. You know, the ring of that, it's very nice, right? But the fact of the matter is that on a YTD basis, it's not even a double-digit gain for benchmark indices. So Nifty is not the real story. We discuss the Nifty view every day and then try to, couple it up with the market, but that's not the real deal. But Nifty is Nifty. You got to understand where we are. Okay, nearing an all-time high, guys. Dow touched new closing high for 2023. So we are not alone. There is a global risk-on rally, which is what we need to recognize, and that's a large part of the reason why markets from the October low have actually, spurted up. Now, what is in store for December? The point which we've been making that a happy Diwali rally may just extend itself well into the December of 2023, and that is translating into a real deal now. Historically, the month of December has always been a strong month. The starting point for the Nifty, that's the setup for you. We're starting at a 140 point premium, and the Bank Nifty is also starting at a 260 point premium, which means there is enough and more momentum in the market. So last week we were discussing the following, which is that the direction was up, the momentum was missing. Has this market regained momentum, right? Direction was never a question. It was only momentum. But based on this week's price action, especially in large cap stocks, has the market rediscovered momentum? Looks like it has. If the market has rediscovered momentum, what will happen? Large cap stocks will lead the rally. Nifty will rush towards the new high, and the sleepy stocks, jo so rahe the.
Yeah, that's exactly the point that I was coming to, that what gives you further confidence that the market rally has more legs, especially the indexes. Non-performance from big boys in the entire list that we called out, everything from Reliance to TCS to Kotak Bank to HDFC Bank. What happens when they begin participating in the rally? We're looking at, blue sky zone.
So Aisha, just think from an institutional perspective, right? These are stocks which will essentially be driven by institutional investors. If you are an institutional investor, you have two options. One, you could wait it out and you can come post-May, but then you will get markets 15% higher for sure. Valuations will be 15% higher, or you can buy now and assume that there is a 10-15% volatility swing. The impact of the exit poll, which everyone thought could be a swing event, is actually quite favorable for what markets want in terms of where the BJP, what the exit poll template is. So I think I will not be surprised that the last hurrah which we've been talking about in the market actually could be coming courtesy FI dominated stocks, and especially some of the stocks which have gone into long hibernation. Winter is the time when you get into hibernation, but winter is the time when stocks.
The fog today in Bombay. It was foggy, actually.
Winter is the time when you get into hibernation, but some of these stocks actually could come out of the winter hibernation or
the
summer
polar
hibernation.
bears.
Yes.
Yeah, long hibernation period.
Nikunj, clearly with looking at BJP ahead in MP Rajasthan, it seems like it's advantage Congress in Telangana, Chhattisgarh. From a market standpoint, how should one read into this?
See, markets had an assumption, and I think the exit polls and what has come out in the exit polls, I think it is advantage BJP. The swing factor from a market standpoint, of course, would be Madhya Pradesh. If BJP is able to retain that, that really will, give a spring in the stride to the bulls, depending on what the verdict comes out over the weekend. That's one part. From a market standpoint, the worry was that will the exit poll outcome be something which may be completely away from BJP, because we are talking about state elections and there is an anti-incumbency in play, and markets in a sense were worried about it. But that is something which clearly gets dismissed. So what happens now? Let's look at the setup. Global cues are strong. FIs have come back. There is demand at higher levels. We're starting a brand new series. December historically is a better month in terms of the seasonality which is at play. It's more bullish than bearish. You put all those factors together, I will not be surprised that we could be in for a good December. Could it be the first 2 weeks of December and then a flat curve after that? Could it be the entire December? That's difficult to say. But as of now, it appears that the ingredients in the melting pot are indicating that this market has some more. I mean, there is still more fuel left in the tank for the bulls, and I will not be surprised that the initial part of December will be dominated by the large cap stocks also. That rabbit and hare story, what we're talking about, I think now the large cap tortoise also will be getting some steam.
Okay, and the Nifty implied open is already indicating a start at that 20,350 nearabouts mark. In fact, all the macros as well are indicating towards the rally only moving forward, be it the GDP print, wherein the July to September GDP figure has actually risen by 7.6%. We're clearly retaining the fastest growing economy tag, and the growth has been extremely strong in the manufacturing sector as well as the construction sector. Agri, of course, has been a little bit slow than that, but overall, if you were to look at it, the numbers are definitely better than what the street was anticipating or penciling in. Also, granular, the street has been looking out for what the data points have been from the festive season sales. So today you'll have the auto numbers as well trickle in, and I think that is something that the street is going to be looking at with a magnifying glass. And I think, given the kind of rally that we've seen this week alone, Nikunj, within the auto pack, I think this is one sector which is only going to leap up forward.
Aisha, there used to be a time when GDP used to occupy all the center stage.
Yeah.
All our conversations
Gone are the days.
Yeah, gone are the days. Why? Because that is no longer occupying the center stage. There's a time when macro trade is at play, there's a time when micro trade is at play. And I think right now in the market, the micro trade which is at play, small cap, large cap, mid cap. So auto for me, I think is a macro trade. Within that macro trade, everyone knows that SUV is doing well, nothing new. Everyone knows that the festival season in a sense was strong, and we've got that sense from Mahindra and Mahindra, even Maruti. So I don't think we are in for a surprise in terms of I don't think market is expecting any kind of a surprise. And auto is a sector where, since you get commentary mid-quarter, every month, you pretty much know directionally where things are moving. So then why are we discussing auto numbers? Well, the reason why we are discussing auto numbers is simply because is there a marked recovery in the rural stroke the two-wheeler space? If there is a pocket of surprise which markets are hoping that which could start kicking in, it could really be two-wheelers. TVS has done rather well for itself. Bajaj Auto exports are coming back, and for Hero MotoCorp, will the rural recovery start kicking in? Are we at the cusp of a rural recovery kicking in? Because this kind of in GTB data, which is largely fueled by government spending, which is largely fueled by uptick in capex and consumption, will start having an impact in rural economy. So if you frankly ask me, Aisha, if I put the dots here, the GDP is done well because the government spending is strong. Yeah. Government is spending because election is around the corner. What would be the fallout effect of that? If government is making more investments, the fallout effect of that would be felt by the rural India. That's why you wanted to, in a sense, get the feel-good factor back. That's why you wanted to take the inflation strain out, which means demand in the rural category from now to March or now to May actually could be the surprise factor for the market. Mark my words.